Hi everyone and welcome to Dig It Up. There's some big Kiss news. Kiss have sold their rights to Pophouse, the Swedish company that's responsible for the ABBA avatars and also responsible for the Kiss avatars. Now let me just read to you what it says on their website. Pophouse acquires the music catalogue, brand name and IP of legendary rock band Kiss. Pophouse, the pioneering global and entertainment and music investment firm, announces the acquisition of the music catalogue, brand name and likeness, including the world-famous face paint designs, as well as trademarks of the iconic American rock band Kiss. This groundbreaking partnership will enable Pophouse to further develop and amplify the unique Kiss legacy worldwide. Okay, and then you go down a little bit and it says plans for a biopic, an avatar show, and a Kiss-themed experience are already in the works. Kiss will remain active and play key roles in the development of the projects, working closely together with Pophouse. Pophouse has acquired Kiss's artist share of the master recordings and publishing rights. Then it says financial terms of the transactions are not being disclosed. So there's a lot to unpack here. So we'll start off with the brand name. Kiss have sold the brand name, which is simply the name Kiss and the logos associated with it. They no longer own that. So anyone who wants to produce some merch or write a book or use that name at all has to go to Pophouse now. They don't go to Kiss, they go to Pophouse. Pophouse owns that. They've also acquired the IP, which is the IP address of their website. So they own that address of their website, which means they're taking over the Kiss website. It now belongs to Pophouse. They get to decide whatever information they want to put on there, whatever pictures they want to put on there, but most importantly of all, whatever merch they want to sell on there. Now, I'm guessing this is where they're going to make their money back. Like, people have said Kiss has sold it for $300 million. That's all just speculation. That's based on what Bob Dylan sold his for. We don't know. And it said these matters aren't going to be disclosed, and which is fine because it's their private business. We don't need to know that. We want to know that, but we don't need to know that. So my guess is Pophouse will make most of their money back on Kiss merchandise and maybe the avatars and such, who knows. But so expect, once they take over Kiss Online, expect a lot of new merch coming through. Pophouse has acquired Kiss's artist share of the master recordings and publishing rights. Okay, so that means they don't own the master recordings. Pophouse don't own the master recordings because Kiss don't own the master recordings. They don't own the publishing rights because Kiss don't own the publishing rights. But Kiss own a share of the master recordings. Who knows what that might be? Could be 10%, could be 20%, could be few, who knows? And they own a share of their publishing. So, Pophouse has acquired Kiss's share. So Pophouse is not the owner of those recordings or the publishing. That means that they can't, without permission of the owners, put out box sets, put out compilation records or what have you. But I'm sure they will be working very closely with Universal Music to get something happening. Which brings us to the last thing, and what I think is the most important thing. Pophouse has acquired the rights to the face paint. So they've acquired the rights to the characters and to the makeup, basically. And, you know, people have discussed the makeup in the past and who owns what, and there seems to be a bit of a grey area. Or is it really a grey area? We don't know. What we do know is that Vinnie Vincent, who was the Ankh warrior, claimed that he trademarked his Kiss makeup when Kiss makeup weren't bothered to do that. And he has worn that makeup at various conventions or whatever. But then again, Kiss have put out merchandise and vinyl with Vinny's makeup on it. So who really owns that makeup? We don't know. Was that makeup included in the sale to Pophouse? Details haven't come out yet. But then have they got Eric Carr's makeup? I'm sure they have. I'm sure Kiss kept that. The big question is Ace's makeup. Now, Ace in the past has claimed that he's licensed his makeup to Kiss in perpetuity, which means Kiss get to use it forever. But, and if that's true, does that go automatically to Pophouse? Does Ace's makeup go automatically over to Pophouse? Or was that in a contract just to Kiss? And maybe they did a deal with Ace. We don't know, but we're very curious to find out, but we don't know. But whatever the case may be, I'm sure Pophouse weren't willing to buy the Kiss rights without Ace's makeup. So they've got it now. We just don't know how they got it. But there's a couple of questions that I have, as I'm sure everyone else has. But one of the things I was thinking about was the Monkees, the band The Monkees. Now, I saw an interview where Mickey Dolenz from The Monkees said that Screen Gems owned the name The Monkees. They owned the name, they owned the likenesses, and that the Monkees, whenever they toured, they would pay Screen Gems for the rights to use the Monkees logo and for the rights to use the likenesses where they would play old clips from the show The Monkees. So I was wondering if that's the case with Pophouse, what's to stop Ace and Peter licensing their makeup back? I mean, they no longer have to go to Gene and Paul. I know it says they're working closely with Gene and Paul. Pophouse are working closely with Gene and Paul, but usually with these company takeovers, there might be a deal where the founder of the company or the CEO of the company stays for 1 year during the handover and then they leave. What's to stop Ace and Peter licensing the makeup? Maybe even getting together for a couple of shows here and there with the makeup and the costume, even licensing the name Kiss and having their own version of Kiss, or turning up to conventions dressed in their makeup. Gene and Paul probably have a clause in that contract that anyone can license it except Ace and Peter, but we don't know that. I think that's a very interesting concept, and a concept that all of us would like to see. I mean, Ace and Peter together in makeup with the Kiss logo, with the Kiss brand, would be something to see, wouldn't it? I mean, they're not going to pack out stadiums, but they'd do some fairly big shows. And I'd be very, very curious to see that. They could also use those Kiss faces on their recordings, on the cover of their albums, license it to use it in film clips, maybe even commercials. Who knows? But what's it mean financially for Ace and Peter? Well, Ace and Peter sold their rights to Kiss, their share of the rights to Kiss, years and years ago. So I doubt very much that they will be making 1 cent from that. So what does this mean for Kiss as an entity? Well, it basically means they're done. I mean, they've sold their company, they've sold their likeness. I mean, they're fast approaching 80. This is their retirement. This is what they worked for all their lives, and you have to say they did a good job. Gene and Paul did a very, very good job, and this is their superannuation. So I'm sure there'll be a couple of Kiss things popping up here and there. Or we know that the avatars are coming, and Gene and Paul might do something for that. But basically, Kiss have retired. that really was the end of the road. There might be a Kiss cruise here or a convention here, a couple of acoustic shows, who knows? But Kiss have retired and they don't own any of their stuff anymore. They don't own any of their rights anymore. What does this mean for Pophouse? Well, Pophouse as we know, they've got all the rights. I think they're very interested in the merch. It means they can produce whatever posters, whatever condoms, whatever they want, and as much of it as they want. And like I said, I'm sure they will be producing lots and lots and lots of stuff to get their money back and start making a profit. They're a pretty progressive company, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of new ideas, and I'm looking forward to see what kind of concepts they come up with. But the thing about Pophouse is they are basically an AI company. They're an AI company. Look what they did with the ABBA avatars, which has been a roaring success. They've on their website it says 2 million tickets sold. They've sold 2 million tickets already, and that's only in London. They haven't even expanded it outside of London yet. So if they did that, if they took the ABBA avatars all over the world, well, especially, in America, it'll be absolutely massive. But so with them being an AI company, look, I saw an interview with Peter Jackson, and he was talking about the developments in AI, and he said that stunt people now, they can duplicate, they don't really need stunt people, they can duplicate any actor, they scan the actor, and that was part of the acting strike as well, the actors' strike that we had last year. They didn't want to be scanned, actors didn't want to be scanned, because then movie companies can do whatever they want with that image and they don't need the actor anymore. But Peter Jackson said they can scan actors and they can scan them and it looks so real, 100% real, that not even the actor can tell the difference between him or herself or their image, the image that's been scanned. So for Pophouse, the scope is limitless. They can make Kiss movies that look realistic. They can stage Kiss concerts that look absolutely realistic. Who knows? Who knows what they can do, and who knows what technology holds in the future. It's all moving so fast. But what about Kiss music? Now, with AI, we know that you can produce new music that sounds pretty authentic. If you haven't listened to, there was just an Oasis fan used AI to create an Oasis album, and even Liam from Oasis loves it. He absolutely loves it. It sounds authentic and it sounds good. I'm sure in the future that Pophouse are going to be putting out new Kiss albums using AI, and I know that's very controversial, but controversy kind of dies down when the product's good. If the product's really good, people don't care. People don't care. If it's a good album that sounds like Kiss 1975 and it has a great cover and it's like brand new songs and it sounds like Gene and Paul and Ace and Peter, we're going to buy it, right? So it's finally happened. It's finally the end of the road for Kiss, really. They've sold this because they don't want to be bothered. I guess they don't want to go to meetings anymore. They don't want, to deal with all this stuff on a day-to-day basis, and they've handed it over to a company that seems to care a lot about Kiss and what Kiss means, and a company that has the resources to produce new ideas and new product, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. Okay, so if you like this, give us a like, join our channel for more Kiss content. There's more to come. There'll be some full episodes to come, and I'll see you later.